Oh, yeah, so much of things that we need to see about.
So much of things we need to see about here in the state of Grenada, which includes Carriacou and PT Martinique. So we have to come together and build this place we call home. This is our home, and we must enhance it. We must transform it. Look, outside here, we have a lot of people who love power. That's all they love, power. Not to do anything to transform anything. So, for example, Peter David, he loves power. And if he can't rule, if he can't be in charge, then you know what would happen. And I have been telling you, with all those crabs that have been crawling out of their holes and commenting on this, and they become the voice of this and the voice of that. They analyze this and analyze that. It is all because Peter David intends to launch some party. So we know people with political knack and savviness, for want of a better word here, who are politically savvy, they would red flag this thing easy, like 1, 2, 3. So all these cow pollsters who have been publishing X and publishing Y, and poor my good partner George Grant, not George Grant, but George Wom, and may George Grant's soul rest in peace. George Wom, he fall for the trap. So these guys have been using that medium to get their rubbish out, to misinform in many instances the general public. Sad, but that's the reality, because we saw the publications over and over, publication upon publications. And then you say to yourself, what is the whole objective behind it? And now you see the thing falling into place. They're going as far as regional newspapers to publish false information regarding Peter and his relevance in the politics here in Grenada, which is terrible. Terrible. All right, this movement. I mean, Peter David and Jonathan Lacrette, they're equal. They're on par. Don't make people make you believe that Peter David is better than Jonathan Lacrette. They're all equal, because third parties will not see the light of day in Grenada or any of the small islands. They are non-players. They are non-players. Peter David can't win the tongue of St. George. He can't. And it's a layman, and let me say, a lay person could tell you that. Because Peter David ran under the NDC ticket and he won. He ran under the NNP ticket and he ran under, so it's NDC, 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 NNP, NNP. Right? How many times? I think, no, once. So he ran under NNP once. And that was in 2018. So 2018 to 2022. Because he didn't run in 2013 to 2018. Nicholas Steele ran there. All right? And he ran under NDC in 2003 to 2008, and then NDC won in 2008 to 2013. All right. So he ran under party banner, not under his party or independent. What happened in 2003 to 2013, that period, Peter had some friends and people who like him and who know him. And they were Peterites, more or less. Peterites. So they left the NDC. When he left the NDC, those Peterites, those who were not NDC, they were supporting Peter David, and they left the NDC and joined the NNP because Peter joined the NNP. So that was a long time, a long period. All right? 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. So they left. The NDC ran in 2013 without them. They were not around. They joined the NNP, and the NNP won all 15 seats. The NNP ran again in 2018 and against NDC, and they won all 15 seats. All right? So Peter supporters, they joined NNP. Peter ran in 2018, and he won again as part of all 15 seats with the NNP banner, or under the NNP banner, and with those who break away from NDC for all that period. He ran. All right? And in fact, he won by 826 votes. But in 2022, he ran again under the NNP banner and won by 211 votes. So remember, he won in 2018 by 800 against the same NDC candidate. 826 votes. And that's a lot of votes, anyhow you put it. Right? And you jump high, you jump low. So he won by 826 votes. If you look at Claudette Joseph and the gains she made, you're talking about 2018, Peter David got 1,615 votes. Claudette Joseph got 789 votes. Just think about it. The man won by 826 votes under the NNP banner, not as Peter David. Because if he could have won as Peter David, he would have ran independent in 2013 and independent in 2018. He refused to run in 2013. And then he ran in 2018 on the NNP banner. So he campaigned for them 2013 to 2018, and then he ran in 2018. That's Peter David. So if you look at the amount of votes that were cast, like the people who voted, right? In 2022, it's just about equal the amount of people who voted. 2,462 people voted. 2,462 people voted for the both elections. It's a very small constituency. So 2,462 people voted in 2018 and 2,462 people voted in 2022. Folks, anybody who is grounded should be able to get all those votes. So this hype about Peter David, that's not reality. You talking about in 2018, 3,415 people were registered to vote. And out of that, 2,462 people voted. Out of that small number, the town of St. George is very, very small. But if Peter David was so popular, he should have gotten all the seats, all the votes, all 3,415 votes, or at least 2,000 votes. He didn't get that. In 2018, even if the NNP got all 15 seats, Peter David got under 2,000 votes in the town of St. George. In fact, he got 1,615 votes. Claudette Joseph got 789 votes. But the town of St. George only had 3,415 people registered. But only 2,462 people voted. The guy is not popular. And then you move now to 2022. So he won under the NNP banner in 2018. In 2022, the most honorable Deacon Mitchell came on the scene. Claudette Joseph ran again. And Peter David in 2018 beat Claudette Joseph by 826 votes. But in 2022, he beat her by only 211. But here it is. The same amount of people voted. The same amount of people voted. Don't forget that. The same 2,462 people voted in 2022 like in 2018. And Peter David did not win Claudette Joseph by 826 votes. No. He won her by 211 votes under the NNP banner again. Common sense will tell you that Peter David's popularity and likability, viability, winnability was dwindling, and by now it's in the garbage heap. It's common sense. So Peter David going and run on his own outside of the two main political parties, NNP, NDC, because he ran under both banners, he will find it very, very difficult to win that seat because the NNP supporters will not vote for Peter David. They vex with him. They angry with him. They don't want to see him. The NDC supporters, much less. They don't want to see him. They have nothing to do with him. They might laugh green with him. those who know him, but they would not vote for him. Because if they had to vote for him, they would have voted for him in 2022. This thing is common sense. What has Peter David done between 2022 and now for NNP supporters or NDC supporters to give him their vote? Nothing. Zero. Nil. Only talk. Hot air. Only hot air. He has not done anything for anybody to say that he deserved their vote. No, of course, he's not in government. But when he was in government between 2013, because he was a senator, I think, around that time, but between when he was minister, between 2018 and 2022, he still did not gain. He lost votes. He still did not gain. He lost votes. So this talk about Peter David is not as popular as you think. Some people are fooled into believing so. He might be connected. He might have friends in high places, but the guy is not popular. Peter David is a political shithong, in my belief. But he's my good pal. If I see him, I go hail him up. If I, he might hail me up. We go laugh and giggle. But the guy has no political viability. No. So you all are riding a dead horse. All those who talking, you're riding a dead horse. In fact, not a dead horse, a dead donkey. A dead donkey. Politically. Look at it. The same amount of people who voted in 2018, the same amount of people voted in 2022 in the town of St. George. 2,462. The same amount of people. You hear me? And Peter David won in 2018 over Claude Joseph by 826 votes. But in 2022, the most honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team come on the scene. The same Claude Joseph ran in the town of St. George, and he couldn't beat her by 826 votes. He beat her by 211 votes, but he ran under the NNP ticket, not under Peter David. So the NNP supporters came out and they voted. And NNP supporters, they vote party, not individual. So he may have gotten 100 or 200 or 300 personal votes. I'm not doubting that. I am not doubting that from those rogues who left NDC and in those long years, and one or two of them who became friends with him when he joined NNP and decided to go with him. So that's about 300. Right? In fact, no, I can't even factor in the NNP. I'm talking about the NDC folks during that period. All right? Not NNP yet. So at this point, Peter David going and run on his own, whatever name he gives his party. Right? I am saying to you, he will not get enough personal vote or support to get him over the line. He will not. So he stands the chance of losing bigly come the next election. And don't think that they don't know that. Peter David is not as popular as you think. In a constituency with 3,781 people, Peter David only got 1,329 votes. Come on. That's like, what, GBSS has how many students? I don't know, but it's like GBSS, the whole of GBSS voting for a candidate and that person winning in the town of St. George. I want to believe that GBSS has about, what, 800, 900 children, or maybe 1,000, or 1,001, 1,002, I don't know. But if you put GBSS and maybe Anglican High together, you might get the amount of votes and more. The guy is not popular. If he was popular, out of 3,781 votes, he wouldn't get 1,329 votes. No. Or when there was 3,415 votes for the grab, he wouldn't get 1,615 votes. No. Nah. But I can tell you who is popular based on facts. Based on facts. Let me look for it, because it's not hard to find. All right? In the meanwhile, let me play for you the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell giving a little update on the Cliff Project.
Yes.
Can we get an update on the Cliff Project?
Yes, Chrysanjo, as I think I've said before, we have not been happy with the pace at which the work has progressed. So we have certainly tried to exert as much pressure as we can at the Ministry of Infrastructure to get the contractor and the consultant to accelerate the pace of work. We've actually retained a Grenadian from the diaspora who's returned, and she's been specially tasked with helping us in making sure that we can push the work. And I think if you notice in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's noticeable acceleration. We have gotten a commitment from the contractor that the road should become passable by the end of December, and we will certainly seek to hold them to that commitment. The road work also includes the pipeline that has to happen, so we wanted to be able to achieve this at the same time as well. So we are going to have a roundabout at the, what I'll call, southern end of the cliff, that is from the Springs area, and we are widening, as you can see, the major junction at the top that comes from the Manjalu side, that goes from the Calavini Main Road side, that comes from the Woburn side, and that comes from the Woodland side as well. Most of the retaining walls are built. We have to do a lot of significant backfilling once the pipeline is done. So I expect that the backfilling, the completion of the retaining walls will happen in November, and then we should be able to begin concentrating on the actual road itself and the repaving by the end of December. It also includes, for the record, the bottom section of the Woodlands Road. That's the area that has been sort of caving on the bottom side if you're coming from the sugar factory area. The technical team did not want to start the work at the same time because we recognize that the heavier vehicles have to divert back through Woodlands and then back up to Woburn. So they did not want a situation where, because you have to build retaining walls there, you may have to dig out half of the road, and then with the heavier trucks passing, that you could destabilize the road as well. Now that we are beginning, hopefully, to get to the point where we can finish off the main Woodlands, the cliff part, we should be able to accelerate work on the bottom side.
Right, so beautiful. An update on the Cliff Project there, and I realize things are moving on the Cliff Project. So let me show you who actually can be considered popular. All right? So in the last election, in the last general election, the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell received 4,414 votes. The person he went up against on the NNP side, that person got 2,742 votes. So a first-timer, Deacon Mitchell, went up against Oliver Joseph, who was a government minister then. He won the seat before. I think he won twice. So he won the seat before. And he was, I think he was going for the third term. So he won twice because he would have qualified for pension and so on, I think. But here it is. He got 4,414 votes, and Oliver Joseph got 2,742 votes. So he beat Oliver Joseph by 1,672 votes. That's a lot of votes. He beat him bad. All right. Then you have the Honorable Ron Redhead. He ran for the first time again against Nimrod Oliver, the NNP candidate. Ron got 3,220 votes and Oliver got 2,133 votes. Ron beat him by 1,087 votes. That's a lot of votes, anyhow you put it. All right? Anyhow you put it. You have to cross it. You have to cross 1,000 to be boss. The Honorable Andy Williams, he got 4,029 votes. And he beat Nolan Cox, Sebastian Nolan Cox by 2,000. Let me see. So Nolan Cox got 2,961 votes. So he beat him by 1,068 votes. All right? That's the kind of licks we're talking about. And everybody else is under. Everybody else is under 1,000 votes. Everybody else is under 1,000 votes, including Clarice Modeste, under 1,000 votes. All right. Keith Mitchell. Right. So Keith Mitchell. Let me look at Keith Mitchell. So Keith Mitchell, too, he beat Jonathan Lacrette by 1,000-something votes. Let me see here. So Keith Mitchell is popular. Keith Mitchell, well, he was at the time Prime Minister. So that worked for him. And he beat Jonathan Lacrette by 1,438 votes. So Keith Mitchell is in that league too for St. George Northwest. All right, but everybody else won by under 1,000. All right, so everybody else won by under 1,000. So let me give you the figures here. So the Honorable Tevin Andrew, he got 1,954 votes, and Kendra Stewart got 1,805 votes. So the Honorable Tevin Andrew won by 149 votes. Kate Lewis, she got 2,190 votes. Tessa Sincere got 64 votes. So Kate Lewis won by 326 votes. All right. The Honorable Delma Thomas. So Delma Thomas won by 1,008. She got 1,898 votes. And Gloria Thomas got 1,767 votes. So Delma Thomas won by 131 votes. Emlyn Pear got 1,893 votes. David Andrew got 1,660 votes. So Emlyn Pear won by 233 votes. All right. Lennox Andrew, he got 2,129 votes. And Yolan Bain got 1,704 votes. So Lennox Andrew won by 425 votes. All right. And the others, I missed out anybody. Philip Tellisford got 2,122 votes. And Gregory Bowen got 1,634 votes. So Philip Tellisford won by 488 votes. Well, Kyrene James, she got 2,216 votes. Alvin Dabrio, 2,209 votes. So Kyrene won by 7 votes. All right. Clarice Modeste, she got 1,470 votes. Queen's Britain, he got 900 and 95. So Clarice Modest won by 475 votes. Dennis Cornwall, he got 1,443, and Pamela Moses, 1,322. So Dennis Cornwall won by 121 votes. Joseph Andel got 1,726 votes. Victor Philip got 1,458. So Joseph Andel won by 268 votes. All right. So anyhow you look at it, coming back to Peter David is not that popular. So all this talk about the movement and Peter David, I mean, Peter David is either 10 or very close to that. All right. By the election time, he would be about 70, 71. So this guy is ripe in age. He's not a young guy. He been around the revolution. He been around, all them elections and all them parties come all the way up. He been around. Gary time, the revolution time, NNP time, NDC time, NNP, all of them. Right? The guy been around a long time. So in his political twilight, he wants to come and start some party. Well, I call it a party. What people as them elderly people as used to number one and number two in mess in opinion. But if you look at the data, the actual data, Peter David is nowhere politically, nowhere in the smallest or one of the smallest constituencies, the tongue of St. George. You have just 3,415 people registering in 2018. In 2022, 3,781 people registering. And let me look and see how many people got registered in, well, so far, right? So far, let me see how many people are registered for the tongue of St. George. I mean, all this bluff, Peter David is nowhere in the politics in Grenada. I'm telling you this because at the end of it all, the numbers must speak. So as of June, July, August, September, October. So maybe 10, 15, 20 people got registered in the last 4 months in the tongue of St. George. Or let's say 50, maybe, just maybe. But as of June this year, the ending of June this year, the tongue of St. George had 3,976 people registered. But in 2022, you had 3,781 people registered. Let me see the difference. So 2022, 3,781. As of June this year, 3,976. So 195 more people registered in that constituency. 195 more people got registered in that constituency from the election to June the 30th. Let us assume that 50 people in the last 4 months got registered. So we can say safely about 200 and something people got registered in that constituency. I mean, just sit down and think about it. You don't need to be a political genius to understand that Peter is nowhere in the politics. Nowhere. And most of the people who gotten registered in the tongue of St. George It's not because they like Peter David or Peter David did anything for them. No. And it's not that they like NNP, because NNP is in a mess in the town of St. George. You don't even know who's running for the NNP in the town of St. George. They're in a mess. So common sense will tell you that more people are registering because they love the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell, or they love what Claudette Joseph did for them. Because like it or not, Claudette is doing a lot of work in the town of St. George, because the government in power is our party. And she's a government minister. She has access. So this thing is not rocket science. You don't need to be a genius to understand. Peter can't win tongue. He has to be magic. I'm telling you, just look at it. Just look at the numbers. Look at the numbers and you will see, if the man was so popular, why 2,000 people out of 3,781 people didn't vote for him? All right, let me break it down. Why 1,500 people in the town of St. George didn't vote for Peter in the last election? Why they didn't vote for him? Let me break it down further, folks. Why 1,400 people out of 3,781 people didn't vote for him? Just 1,400 people? 1,400, you know. I could get 1,400 people to go and vote for me. Easy, like 1, 2, 3. So all this talk and all this hype around Peter David. Peter David what? Peter David doesn't have what it takes to win that seat. Make it even worse. The NDC is in power. The Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell is in power. They have done good for the police officers. You have police officers living in that constituency. They have done good for nurses. You have nurses living in that constituency. They have done good for doctors. You have doctors living in that constituency. They have done good for young people who attend or who attended TAMCC. You have young people who attended TAMCC living in that constituency. They have done good for the students or the young people at NULO. You have them living in that constituency. They have done good when it comes to the WASH program, building bathroom and toilets for people. You have people in that constituency who benefited from that. They have done good in housing repair and building new homes for people. You have people living in that constituency who benefited from that. They have done good with the CES program, where they assisted small businesses. You have people in that constituency who have gotten assistance through the CES program. Pensioners who got their pension paid and their gratuity. You have them living in that constituency too. And we can go on and on and on and on with a lot of programs and projects and assistance, roads and drains and just name it, done in that constituency. So this thing is common sense. NDC is in power. Because remember, in 2022, NDC ran. So Claudette Joseph ran in 2022, not being in power. She was not in power. Her party was not in government. And still, she was able to break down that amount that Peter won by in 2018, the 826, to break that thing down by at least he was only able to beat her by 211 votes. So you talking about 500 and something votes. Claudette was able to gain 500 and something votes. So this thing is common sense. You don't need to be a genius to understand this thing. So all this talk about the movement and about Peter, and he go make a this, and he go upset the status quo, and he go, all you dotish political self. What's wrong with all you? All you don't know politics. All those pollsters, cow pollsters, strategists, and all kind of gists. or you don't know, or you don't understand this thing, the next election, Peter going to be beaten badly if he run in the town of St. George. Because the NNP supporters will not vote for him. Don't matter who NNP put in town of St. George. Don't matter who they put in the tongue of St. George, they're not going to vote for Peter. The NNP supporters. They don't want to see him. They ain't want to see him. So take out that out of all your mind. This third party stupidness, this movement thing, and I don't know what is Lacret, the name of Lacret party. Lacret and Peter, they're on the same wavelength. This third party stupidness wouldn't get anywhere, wouldn't go anywhere. All right? Not going to make it anywhere. Simple. Let's move on. So, Peter, I done with you with that stupidness. This is an unnecessary hype. It's lunacy at the high level, the highest level. Just go and look at the data. Look at the numbers. You don't need to be a genius to understand it. Look at the numbers. He can't persuade NDC supporters to vote for him. They're not going to vote for him. You're mad. That won't happen. He can't persuade NNP supporters to vote for him now. They're not going to vote for him. Those rogues who were with him during the NNP, NDC period, that period, those rogues who are Peterites, they're not NNPites, they're not NDCites, they are Peterites. They are not enough to make him cross the line. They're not. All right? So let me move on. The International Monetary Fund, they concluded their visit to Grenada to assess the health, the economic health of Grenada. And what they found must make you feel proud. What they said, economic activity remains robust, with strong construction and other domestic sectors helping to offset moderating growth in tourism. So what they're saying is that construction is up. Other sectors, construction, agriculture, and so on, that is up. So we know what's happening in the tourism industry, regionally and internationally. But the growth there was offset, right, moderately so, by construction and agriculture and what's happening in health and other areas. Grenada's near-term economic outlook remains robust on the back of post-burial reconstruction and other development priority investments. So things are happening. People are investing. People are rebuilding. People are doing stuff here in Grenada. GDP growth is projected to accelerate to 4.4%. All right, so GDP growth is expected to increase because in 2024, it was 3.3%. But in 2025, it is projected that it will grow, it will reach 4.4%. Because in 2024, it was 3.3%. In 2025, is estimated to reach 4.4%. All right? With strong investment and construction activity. That is important. So plenty construction taking place. That is good. So jobs are being created. Opportunities are being created for our people, which is good. In terms of inflation, they're saying moderate inflation reflecting trends in global fuel and food prices is expected to gradually normalize to around 2% by 2028. The financial system remains stable amid strong recovery from historically subdued bank credit growth. The strong uptick in bank lending partially reflects normalization of historical subdued credit conditions and is backed by high system liquidity and strong asset quality compared to regional peers. So we have money in the banks, we have money in the credit unions, right? There is money. People are investing, people are taking the money and invest, which is great. Credit union asset quality also shows encouraging signs of improvement, yet ensuring adequacy of loan loss provisioning with prudent treatment of collateral values remains a critical safeguard against risks. So things are looking good. Grenada's fiscal position remains comfortable, supported by sizable savings from recent years of the CBI revenue. So CBI is doing well, all right, in recent years, and we know there is an up and down with all what's happening, but it's looking good. It is looking good. However, increased public investment, largely reflecting barrel-related spending, amid more moderate no-tax revenue is projected to result in a 2025 primary deficit of 2.8% of GDP. So generally speaking, things are looking good for Grenada. We are in a good position amidst all what's happening globally, amidst all what's happening regionally. All right, so kudos to the government of Grenada. The International Monetary Fund is saying, look, the economy is being managed well, things are looking on the up, and let's keep it going. All right, that's key. I want to say also, there is a need for us to continue registering. All right, continue registering. And I hope people don't misinterpret what our beloved Prime Minister was saying, because some people seem to be carried away. Our beloved Prime Minister was saying last evening at the town hall meeting, the NDC has kept to the promises they made during the election campaign. And they continue to stick to that. And he asked the Grenadian people to check it out. Check it out, assess it. We said we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and we are doing just that. All right? That is exactly what he said. So all this hype about election and election. And look, he jokingly said, well, if that is the case, in 21 days, get back to me and tell me to do the thing. That's joke. All right? The broader point he was making is that the NDC continue to work on the manifesto, what they said they're going to deliver to the Grenadian people, and you can hold them accountable for that. But we need to continue to register. If you turn 18, you're in an NDC household, your family members are supporters of the government, register. All right? And we need to see our MPs going out there door to door and identifying our support, our supporters, those who will vote for you, and make sure that they're good so that up to the election, they're going to vote for you. Make sure that they are registered, make sure that their children are registered, know their names, know their phone numbers, know where they work, know everything about them. And it's a numbers game. So if you have 4,000 people registered in your constituency, you know you need 2,001 to win. So you need to have the assurance of 2,001 or 2,100 to be sure. You need to have that assurance. You need to know them. You need to know that they are registered. You need to know where they're staying. You need to know their needs and wants. You need to try to satisfy their needs and wants if you could within now and the election. You need to know their phone numbers, know their work number. You need to follow through with them. That is key. That is critical. And then put your election day machinery in place. But you need to know your people. You need to reconnect with some of your people. You cannot please everybody. You 1 year and a half or 1 year and 3/4 into an election, or 2 years from now, let's say the election is 2 years from now, just looking at it, and you're still trying to please everybody. You cannot please everybody. If you have 5,000 people registered in your constituency, you cannot please the 5,000 people. And make it even worse, you can't please NNP supporters. You can't please them. The younger ones and those who are not, you might be able to get them to a point, but you cannot please these people. Quit playing as though you're some savior. You are no damn savior. You hear me? And you're not a pastor, you're not a priest. You cannot please everybody. And at this point, don't try to please everybody. And you playing as though you doing things in government and government that are going to get you there automatically. You got to use the resources prudently, smartly to get you re-elected or get you elected. Simple. That's small island politics. You cannot please everybody. So it is important for you to identify your people in every constituency. Go door to door. Identify your supporters. Yes, our beloved Prime Minister will help you. He's popular, he's winnable, he's viable. Yes, the government is performing well. That will help you. The different programs and projects and people are being impacted positively. Okay, but let's get down to the politics. The politics requires that you go into your constituency, identify the people door to door, identify your supporters and who will vote for you. Some of them may have needs, some of them may have wants. Try to satisfy that because you're in government. That's easy, like 1, 2, 3. Some people may not want anything. Some may have gotten stuff already. Identify these people. They may have young ones who turn 18. Make sure that they are registered. Get to know your people. So when election time comes around, it is easy like 1, 2, 3. It is easy like 1, 2, 3. You hear me? That is how you win an election. That is how you have to be confident. You have to know your people. But you're trying to please every damn body. You cannot please every damn body in this place. You can't. Look for your people and make sure that they're good. And those who turn, those who in the middle, look for them too. But you want to get to the number. You need to know how many people in your constituency you need to have to win. And focus on that. Go door to door. Identify your people. It is a numbers game. Don't believe that you could get everybody on your side. And some of you all believe because you roll out a government program, it means that you win in the people and you get their votes. It's not like that. Some of these people who are in the program, some of them are NNP. And they accepting everything and they still voting for NNP. So don't believe because you roll out a good program, a good initiative, or you help this post, you help that. Don't believe that. I know about NNP supporters. They're nasty like that. And they will trick you. And some of you are not experienced. You're not politically savvy. You don't understand the politics. It's a gee. And every damn thing is a joke. It's easy to post stuff and easy to put, that's easy. But when it comes to winning an election, it's a serious thing. It is serious matter. You have to know your people in your constituency. You have to know the voters. And you have to know who for you and who not for you. It is simple like that. And don't try to be a savior. You're no damn savior. You're not a savior. You cannot help everybody. You can't. And you trying to play nice with everybody, joke you're making. You're making a big joke, a big mistake. Focus on your people. And don't believe you know it all. I don't know it all. Don't believe you know it all. If you need help, call for help. and get people who can help you, who know about campaigning and canvassing and about winning an election. It's simple like that. Identify your people. Identify your people and get to know their needs and their wants. People still vote in this place based on what you do for them, what you give them, the support, the assistance you give them. Personally, people still vote that way in Grenada. They remember you for what you do for them. Yes, you may do things for the community. Yes, you may do things for the country, but they still remember what you do for them. That is why when I speak on this program and I talk about the WASH program, I reference the family. Say the person who receives that new modern bathroom and toilet, they come from a family and they're going to remember you for what you have done for them. That's politics. The student who gets assistance with the free tuition, that's personal. That's politics too. It's direct. The pensioner who finally gets his or her pension and gratuity, that's personal. They will remember that. You see the point? And we can go on and on. There are certain things that are personal. That's the politics. People remember the last meal, who helped them, who assist them, and what they do for them. That is the politics. So you have to go down on the ground and identify the people who voting for you, who say they're going to support you. Because even if you are not running, if they didn't select you to run, NDC, the person that the NDC will put, will make it easy for them. They can identify these people, because most of these people are not voting for you personally. Go to sleep knowing that. They are not voting for you personally. They may vote for the prime minister personally, that they like him and they vote for him personally. But many times they don't vote for you personally, the MP. They vote for their party or the prime minister. Go and sleep knowing that. So they could change you. They could move you from there if they realize that you're not viable, you cannot win. They put somebody else and that person win for the party. This thing is simple. Simple. So I am saying, know your people. Go down on the ground. Get to know your people. You posting all kind of damn thing all around the place on social media, right? All kind of rubbish. Go and get to know your people and get the numbers that is required. Know how many people in that constituency going to vote for you. This thing is no joke. Election is no joke. Because there are people in the diaspora in particular who registered and they want to know in advance. They don't want to be wondering what's going down. They want to know in advance to organize themselves. So all this stupidness on social media and about 21 days, how much days and all kind of stupidness. Quit all your damn stupidness and focus. Focus. About the thing start and this start and that start. Nonsense. The thing starts since NDC came into power. Because they have been doing a lot of things for the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Go and identify the numbers on the ground. Identify your supporters and who's going to vote for you. Get up from where you all are. Look at the Prime Minister. He's always in the field, engaging people, getting to know the people, and you have people taking notes. Some of you all, if you ask them, when last you been in the field? Knocking on doors, getting to know your supporters, who support you and who don't, getting to reach your numbers. Watch. Stop all your damn stupidness, and focus. Focus. That is what is required. Focus. It is a numbers game. It's a numbers game. If you have 4,000 people registered in the constituency, you have to get 2,001 to be safe, 2,050. And you have to know that they're going out and vote on election day. Even if they're in bed, you have to make arrangements to get folks to take them out from their bed, put them on a wheelchair, put them on a bus, and get them to the polling station to vote. Because that's part of your numbers. You need to know where they're walking. Because if you ain't see them pass out by 11 o'clock, you need to find them and walk to get them to come and vote. That's what it is. You need to know if they migrate to make sure that you could communicate with them and get them back here. It's a numbers game. Every vote counts. It's a numbers game. Don't play all your too bright and yap, hype. Go and do the damn work. Go in the constituency and do the damn work. That's what you got to do. Go door to door and identify your supporters. And they will tell you their needs and their wants. And they may cost you off too. Some of you all might get cost too. And don't be thin skin. Take it and say sorry. Sorry to them after. Say, I'm sorry. I didn't do what I supposed to do. I didn't show up enough. I didn't this. And let us make it up. Because you won their votes. You won their votes. They could vote for who they want. You won their votes. You understand the point? So don't play highty-tighty. Because when election time comes around, all the niceness done, all the driving in big vehicle, and all this advisor by your side, and all this nice people, and playing nice, all that done, you see all you with little boots and slippers. You hear me? And pants, and you see you feel with hat, and all your back down to normal. Back down to square one. So don't play that you highty-tighty and you above, and you believe you minister this, and you MP this, and you... No! When election time you come, you go in, even if they throw water on you, you worse than a Jehovah's Witness, you're going back. Because you want their votes. You hear me? You want their votes. So don't confuse yourself. Go and do it now. Look at our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister, all in the night, the man in the community, in the different constituencies, in his constituency in particular too, knocking on doors. And I'm saying, you have to do the same thing. All this posting and you understand? Go and do the same thing. Go and do it. Engage. Listen to your supporters. Listen to the people who want to vote for you. Go in the constituencies. The government is performing well. Our beloved Prime Minister is doing well. What's about you? Are you helping? Politically. Yeah, you're a minister this and a minister that, and you could say, well, we do this program and that program. What's the translation into the actual politics? What's the translation? How does it translate into the actual politics and getting votes? I'm saying, go into your constituency, start in a village. You have enough time. Knock on doors. Even if you're doing it 2 hours every evening, go in your constituency and identify your supporters and identify their needs and wants. You hear me? Because I ain't no fool. I know what's going on around here. You know? If you believe I'm a fool, you're joking. I understand what's going on around here. You're trying to just, the Prime Minister is popular, he's likable, viable, doing all the work, hard work, people like him and so on. You want to shadow yourself around, So you believe that you're going to just ride over because of him and because of the government doing well. Okay. Go into your constituency and do the damn work. You hear me? Go there and do the work. Get that done. Identify the people in your constituency who are for you and who are going to make you win. And if they cost you tail, if they cost you or they get on with you, some of them have a right to. You hear me? And don't play things as though you want their vote. Listen to them. Let it take all the blows. And then tell them you're sorry. you're sorry and you go start to make it up. And then you take it from there. You ever hear about the best love to make is a one where you're making up? You're vexed, you know, but make up love. That is what I'm talking about. If you don't know, it's in politics too. You want that person, all you ting, and but you're making up now. That's the best love you could make. So start the process. Get on it. About this damn thing about election and this and things start and things. Go and do the work. Go and do the work and then talk. Let's talk about that. Go on the ground and do the work. Go house to house. Get to know the voter personally. Get to know them one-on-one. See, for me, I don't keep things. You know, when I have it, I let you know because it is important. Because all we want to see is NDC remains in office and the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell remain Prime Minister. And we don't want nobody to prevent that from happening. You could be Mr. This and Mrs. This. That's your damn business. You hear me? We are concerned about Grenada, and we believe that NDC and the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell could make it better. All right? So go on the ground and do the work. Don't sit there and believe that this program was rolled out, government do this, government do that, and you're sure on the vote. What's wrong with all you? Go on the damn ground and do the work. Go on walk. Go on the ground and do the work. That's what it is. Simple like that. All right? It is a numbers game. Nothing more than that. You cannot save everybody. I don't believe that all the people who are registered in your constituency like you. You hear me? Right. Who calling me there now? Hello? You call me back. I'm on my program live. I'm on the program live. Or call me back.
Okay, I'll send you a message.
No problem. Plenty love. Nice. Yeah, no problem. Hear this. Let me tell you this. This morning, I watch a number of people on the road cutting bush. I saw about 4 gangs this morning. And I could tell you out of the gang who is NNP and who is NDC. The debushing program, I know them. But don't think that the NNP person who gets in the road walk go vote for you, you know. Don't think so. I see with my own eyes. NNP getting work, NDC getting work, okay. But don't think that the NNP person who getting work on the road going to vote for you. Your NDC supporters, your people going to vote for you. I hope all you understand that. Yes, you could build a piece of road. Yes, you could build a piece of drain. Yes, you could do X and Y, but the politics is more personal. The politics is more personal. It has to go, you have to go down and identify and speak to these people. Get to know them. That's important. Don't guess this thing. Desk canvassing cannot make you win any damn election. You hear me? Desk canvassing can't make you win any damn election. Door to door. Get to know the voter personal. Get to know the person who is registered personally. Go and sit down in their house and listen. Get to know their needs and wants. Get to know also their commendation, their applause. Because they may not have needs and wants. They may want to applaud you and thank you and highlight certain good things to you. Now is not the time to just walk, you know, in a constituency, you know, or walk in some village. Now is the time to get to know the voter. Because you have time, you know. You have to get to know the voter. It is a numbers game. Get that in your head. If you look at the election results in the last election, most of the people, all they got is 2,000 something damn votes and 1,000 something votes. So you telling me you can't get to know 2,000 something people or 1,000 something people personally, up straight and personal, who got registered, their numbers, their address, their place of work, their needs, their wants, how you could assist them, how you could make them comfortable? Or what you may have given to them, the assistance you may have given them already through government programs and other things. That's key. This is not no rocket science. Get to work and then go and post all kind of thing all around the place. All right? Get to work. Folks, have a wonderful day. I wish you all the best. I will be back with you tonight in the hub starting from 8 in the PM. Bye for now.